I've been watching one monumental piece of television, the BBC documentary series Civilisation, hosted by Kenneth Clark. The original show was broadcast in 1969, and a title like that might give media association to Sid Meier's games, and perhaps if one squints hard enough, one could see it, although the show really is a much different thing. What's it about? Well, quite simply, it's an art history documentary, a subject really near to me since I've graduated the arts. It's about paintings, sculptures, architecture, and occasionally about music and philosophy and social change, all covering a span from the end of the Roman Empire to the present day. And in doing so, Kenneth also does a really great job explaining how every work of art reflected the mentality and philosophy of their times. It was commissioned by David Attenborough, and that already would cause anyone to jump for comparisons to all future shows of its ilk. There's a strong argument to be made it was the progenitor of all those British man travels the world type documentaries that we're all grown sick of, although that is doing it an enormous disservice. Civilisation is a high mark of modern media. It is incomparably erudite, intellectual, convicted, and profound. It is not something you put on television. Force me on gunpoint and I would say Civilisation is the greatest television show ever made. It was meant to truly educate its audience, and Kenneth was a visionary. He strongly believed in the need to democratize knowledge and to spread the intellect and the arts to every person. Over the decade, the show has garnered a bit of reputation. It is chiefly about the history of art as it developed in Europe and told by a literal British peer, so whenever quick-fingered critics accuse it of holding a strong Eurocentrist view that valorizes the traditional masters, it becomes the kind of figurehead that attracts vocal conservatives and white nationalists. But here they be duped, cause Kenneth is, and I can't stress this enough, a vastly conscious labourist. In all of this show, he cannot go 5 minutes without a strong criticism of capitalism, patriarchy, private equity and financial vanity, all parts of what he often terms modern barbarism, that thrives so well in the Hitlerite fucking police state. None of that has anything to disparage the show in my eyes, and if I could, I would like it to be mandatory viewing in schools for late teenagers. That and its own sister show, made as a response to its liberal outlook, John Berger's Ways of Seeing. The two of them were friends, yet where Kenneth was a liberal, Berger was a straight Marxist, and he demystifies art history through a wholly different structuralist lens. That's why you often have people championing one of the shows over the other, and Berger's view tends to be more fashionable, although in my eyes, the two of them complement each other more than contradict each other, and when combined, they bring something truly powerful. A transcendent worldview, and that bit of culture and intellect that's everyone's birthright. I wish to say this with the kindest possible intent that I can. If you are able, pause your media of choice for just a while, if it's video games, anime, or comics, or whatever, and go watch Civilisation and Ways of Seeing. Both of them are all on YouTube. I think that a civilization is a lot more fragile than we tend to think, and that it is only through curiosity, courage, faith, and confidence that one can preserve it. These shows will teach you all about it. Modern barbarism wishes to prevail on all sides. Do not ever let it, and remember what your own wealth is, these gifts that you have been given. Love and respect.